Don't forget to check out the Twitch live stream every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. Twitch.tv/X underscore UtterChaos underscore X. Now on to your featured video.
Welcome to the Week in Review. I am your host, Ace McTavish, and we're off on to the 14th episode of the series. We'll start off the late month of August as Nelson makes his Bundesliga debut against Werder Bremen at the Allianz Arena. Bayern not committing their strongest starting 11 for this match as rotation players found throughout the midfield and at striker. Bremen get the scoring start in the 35th minute as Falou sends the cross in and Che Adams heads it past Rui, the visitors taking a 1-0 lead. That lead would hold through halftime, then 10 minutes into the second frame, a couple former Man City teammates hook up to level things as John Stones gets enough from his header. It's a deflection off the defender, and Nelson picks up an assist on his debut. With just minutes left to play, Nelson nearly gives Bayern the lead, but his shot hits the crossbar and is collected by Vivald. And replay shows it actually hit the crossbar, then the post. He's so unlucky. Bremen earned a corner, and from that set piece, Stones heads it back out. Keynes sends in a second cross, and Julian is there to head home the winner in added time. It's a 2-1 defeat to start things out here in Germany. Nelson received the call-up from Scotland as World Cup 2022 qualifying gets underway. Their group includes France, Northern Ireland, Denmark, and matchups versus Ireland, which the Scots took 2-0. Goals from Fraser and Griffiths as Nelson notches his second assist of the episode. Matchday 2 proved to be a 1-1 draw to Turkey. The Scots picking up a 90th minute equalizer to earn a point. Bayern would travel to Schalke after the international break, fielding a strong starting 11 this time around, looking for a better result as things haven't started well. Something about the 35th minute, Schaff's cross not finding anyone. Boateng's clearance is right at Johann Geis, who slaps a volley that beats Neuer to give the host a 1-0 lead. Munich get a bit of luck in the second half. Bernat in the area keeps his cross on the table, and James Ward-Prowse taken down as he tries to shoot. Romelu Lukaku would open his account for the season from the spot. 1-1 the final. Bayern earned their first point of the season. Nelson taken off at half with an injury. The injury is a bruised shoulder that would keep him out of the next match. The group stages of the Champions League, Roma making the trip to Germany. Thiago Alcantara and El Shaarawy with offsetting goals lead to the third straight 1-1 draw of the episode. Nelson would return to action versus FC Kaiserslautern. The squad rotated out again against this weaker competition. Bayern finally get off to a good start in league play. 11 minutes in, Nelson turns inside, drops it back to Dorsch, and he fires it into the far post for a 1-0 lead. Nelson getting his second league assist. Dorsch continued his good day, adding an assist of his own in the 42nd minute, finding Prada Vega 12 yards out, and that doubled the lead. 2-0 ended up the final. With Mönchengladbach visiting Allianz Arena, Bayern have started the season with 3 of their first 4 at home. Our first look at the table, Wolfsburg and Leverkusen leading the way to start off this campaign. For the third straight match, Bayern start off on the front foot. Nelson once again down the wing, spins in tides and takes it to the touchline, cuts it back, and Thiago Alcantara gets his first in the league, third assist for Nelson. Mönchengladbach hang tough and reply in the second half, a tackle at midfield and one pass that releases Lars Stindl. He makes Jerome Boateng look bad there, fires away his second of the season. And it's a familiar 1-1 result. Match day 5 takes Bayern on the road for the second time this season, a trip to Frankfurt, who at this early stage a few spots above Munich in the table. Not much action from this one, but with 20 minutes left, James Ward-Prowse squares a ball to Nelson, who opens his Bundesliga account. That's a great passing sequence to set up that goal. 1-0 the final. Munich now 3-1-0 since that opening day loss at Bremen, or to Bremen. Staying on the road, Bayern traveled to St. Petersburg to face off versus Zenit in the Champions League group stage. Lyon, the only winners from match day 1, leading the group. Nelson would pick up another knock in this one, leaving the pitch in the 54th minute after an opposing player lands on him following that corner. The Zenit breakthrough minutes from the final whistle. Mach takes the interception to the end line. A little dance around one man and the cross comes in, and Zuyuba header somehow finds its way under Rui. 1-0, the home side takes all 3 points. Nelson's injury would see him miss 8 days this time around. The league match at home versus Hanover ended in a 2-0 for Munich. Douglas Costa picking up a brace, his first 2 goals of the season. But it also mean he wasn't selected for the next round of World Cup qualifiers. The Scots would come away victorious, 2-0 versus Northern Ireland, and then 2-1 versus France. Borussia Dortmund would be next up for Bayern. Early season meeting between the 2 title contenders. 1 goal separates the 2. We finally get some goals. Costa picks up his 3rd of the campaign. 36th minute. The lesson is follow your shot, kids. Only to have Dortmund walk right down to bring it level. Sanabria with the finish there. Munich regained the lead in the second half. Nelson leads the ball for James Ward-Prowse, and he just beats Berkey to the net. And he gets his first of the season. Nelson picking up assist number 4. Dortmund go down a man when Royce is sent off in the 67th minute. Straight red card there. And Lukaku would seal it in stoppage time. He gets his 2nd of the season, both coming from the spot. 3-1 is a huge win for Bayern Munich. Champions League group stage match day 3 brought group leaders Lyon to the Allianz Arena. Bayern would cement themselves to the bottom, losing 2-0. Lacazette and Tolisso scoring for the French side. Bayern then squeaked past Freiburg 1-0 at home. Nelson nabbing his 5th assist, setting up Ward-Prowse once again. The performance of the week came against St. Pauli in the Deutscher Pokal. Rui coming up big in the first half, saving the penalty, which kept it scoreless. And Nelson would be the man, though. The left winger put it to the second-tier squad in a 10-minute stretch to close the match, twice being in the right place at the right time, and then setting up Mats Hummel for the 3rd goal in a 3-0 victory. Nelson with 2 goals and an assist as Bayern will move on to the next round. An away match at Hertha Berlin finished off the month of October, and Nelson sat this one out after 5 games in 10 days. It was a 2-1 victory, making 3 wins on the trot. Costa continued his good run of form, notching a goal, number 4, and Thiago Alcantara with his 2nd. Match day 4 of the Champions Group stage meant a trip to Rome, needing 3 points to keep hopes of a European trophy alive. And this one was a 0-0 draw. Not what we needed, and we sit 2 points with only 2 matches remaining. A sprained ankle would limit Nelson against Cologne. It ended a wild match, a pair of center backs getting a goal a piece off corner kicks, Costa delivering crosses to Hummels and Benatia, but Anthony Modeste picks up the hat trick as Bayern lose 3-2. Nelson's third injury since joining Munich would see him miss most of the month of November. That included the next round of World Cup qualifying, Scotland hosting matches or losing matches to Denmark 4-0. Christian Eriksen with a hat trick there. And then Northern Ireland avenged their reverse fixture loss, picking up 3 points with a 2-1 win. Bayern's next league match was a visit to Augsburg. Looking to get back to winning ways, they would come up just sport despite being a man down for the last hour. Opposing goals minutes apart led to a 1-1 draw. Romelu Lukaku gets his third of the season. James Ward-Prowse got the lone goal in a 1-0 win over Lyon. The Champions League Match Day 5 victory means European dreams still have a sliver of hope for the Bavarians. Nelson makes his return for the final match of November at home versus Hoffenheim. Match day 12. Only 3 points separate these two, slightly over a third of the way through the season. A couple of youngsters getting playing time and making the most of it. Maslowski leads Naval, Costa, and Eduardo, and he takes it into the box. And a deep back inside, his first of the season. A nice goal, and yes, that is his complete last name. Nelson finally gets on the score sheet in stoppage time. Good passing sequence and just calm under the pressure. His 85th career goal, 2-0 the final. Munich trying to keep up with Leverkusen as we head into the month of December. But that is going to wrap up this episode of the Week in Review. I know it's a week late, but back from vacation, and we'll be back to streaming, but I'm not sure what. Only a couple weeks left in FIFA 17 before the new game arrives. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.